My boss's son fired me the moment he took over the company. We don't need lazy people like you, he said. I smiled politely and left. The next day, his father asked, "Why the hell did you fire her? Haven't you read the contract?" When he saw the contract, he was shocked. I still remember the moment as if it just happened. I was standing by the office coffee machine, adding a dash of oat milk to my morning blend, when Ryan, the new CEO and son of the company's founder, walked into the break room. He didn't greet me. He didn't smile. He just looked at me like I was part of the furniture he decided to throw out. "Lily, I need to see you in my office now." It wasn't a request. I had been with the company for nearly 11 years. In that time, I had built the client services department from scratch, negotiated over 100 contracts, and trained most of the team that now sat just outside his office door. But none of that mattered to Ryan. His father, Mr. Cole, had built the company with grit and loyalty. Ryan inherited the title and apparently thought it gave him the right to play God. I followed him, trying to shake off the tension building in my chest. He didn't even sit down. "You're fired," he said, voice flat, emotionless. "We don't need lazy people like you dragging this place down." I blinked. At first, I thought it was some kind of twisted joke. "Excuse me?" "You heard me," he replied, casually flipping through a stack of papers like he was deciding what to have for lunch. "You can collect your things and leave. Effective immediately." I stared at him, stunned. My heart pounded in my ears. I wanted to shout, to defend myself, to demand an explanation. But instead, I smiled, a calm, polite, deliberate smile. "Understood," I said. "Have a nice day, Ryan." I walked out of his office with my head high, but inside I was trembling. My teammates looked at me as I passed, sensing something was wrong. A few started to stand, ready to ask questions, but I gave them a subtle shake of the head. "Don't make this harder." I packed my desk in silence. As I drove home, memories flooded my mind. 11 years. 11. I had given this company more time than I gave my own family. Late nights. Working through holidays. Taking calls while holding back tears after my divorce. I gave them everything, and now I was dismissed like I was nothing. But I wasn't angry. Not yet. I was curious. Why? That question haunted me all night. I barely slept. Something about the way Ryan had said it, so confidently, so carelessly, didn't sit right. The timing was strange too. We were about to finalize one of the company's largest contracts, a deal I had spent 6 months preparing. I knew the client inside and out. I had even booked the final review meeting for that Friday. And now I was gone. Had he even looked at the contract details? The next morning, just after 9 a.m., my phone buzzed. I didn't recognize the number. I let it ring, unsure if I could handle another blow, but curiosity won again. "Lily, it's Mr. Cole." The voice sent a jolt down my spine. The real CEO. The man who had hired me 11 years ago after a single interview. "I just walked into the office," he said, and I could hear the tightness in his throat. "Why the hell did you pack up and leave? What happened?" I hesitated. "Your son fired me." Silence. Then, with a sharp inhale, "What?" "Yesterday. He said I was lazy and that I wasn't needed anymore." There was a long pause before he spoke again, this time slowly, like he was trying to stay calm. "Lily, did he read your contract?" I furrowed my brows. "What do you mean?" "He's supposed to finalize the Kingswell deal today, isn't he?" "Yes. We were scheduled to meet them at 11. Jesus Christ. I could hear papers rustling in the background, then a loud thud, like he'd slammed something on his desk. "Lily, your contract has a clause," he said. "One I insisted on after the last acquisition disaster. You're not just the account manager. You're the only authorized negotiator for the Kingswell deal." I froze. "He can't close the deal without me." Mr. Cole continued, "Not legally. Not ethically. Not even practically. That contract will fall apart unless you're there." A slow-burning realization settled in my chest. He hadn't read it. Ryan had no idea what he'd done. And that's when something inside me shifted. The betrayal still hurt, yes, but now, I felt something else entirely: control. He had pulled the trigger far too quickly, and now the gun was pointed at himself. Mr. Cole hung up without another word. I could feel his fury through the silence that followed. I sat motionless in my apartment, coffee growing cold beside me, staring at nothing in particular. He didn't know. His son had fired me without even reading the contract. I leaned back on the couch and let out a quiet, bitter laugh. After 11 years, this was it. Went down to a spoiled, impulsive man-boy trying to play CEO, making decisions like they were moves in a video game. But real companies don't respond well after bad calls. And this one was about to find that out the hard way. I wasn't sure what was going to happen next. Part of me wanted to get dressed and show up to the office just to watch the fallout unfold. But another part, the one that had endured years of thankless overtime and swallowed my pride more times than I could count, wanted to let them burn. I didn't have to wait long. At 10:13 a.m., I got another call. This time, it was Ryan. I let it go to voicemail. A minute later, another call, this one from reception. then legal, then accounting. I stared at my phone as it buzzed nonstop, lighting up like a Christmas tree. I didn't answer a single one. The voicemail icon blinked at me, relentless. I tapped it open. Lily. Hi. It's Ryan. His voice was strained. Listen, there was a misunderstanding yesterday. I might have acted too fast. We need you back. Today. It's urgent. Please call me. Urgent. The word rolled around in my head like a marble in a glass. He hadn't said sorry. Not once. Not even in a fake corporate way. Instead, it was panic disguised as politeness. I took a sip of my cold coffee, still not moving from the couch. At 10:32, my phone buzzed again, this time a number I hadn't saved in years. Nicole. A former colleague. We'd grown close back when she was in my department, before she transferred to marketing. I picked up. Lily, you won't believe what's happening here, she said, her voice barely above a whisper. Try me. Ryan just got chewed out by his dad. Like. In front of everyone. The meeting room was full. Mr. Cole walked in and slammed the Kingswell contract on the table. I raised an eyebrow. He brought the contract? Oh yeah. And he asked one question, did you read this before firing Lily? And Ryan tried to bluff, said something about moving in a new direction and reevaluating roles. But Mr. Cole didn't buy it. He flipped to the clause, you always talked about it, the one that says you're the sole negotiator on the Kingswell account. That clause was there for a reason. I know. Everyone knows. Except Ryan. She paused. I could hear office murmurs in the background. Lily. He looked pale. Like ghost pale. He realized he's the reason Kingswell's about to walk. I exhaled slowly. And what did Mr. Cole say? She replied, he told him. If this deal falls through, your position here becomes negotiable.